Hey friends, welcome back to the podcast this week where I'm doing another fun bonus episode. I've got to tell you, this is funny because this is my friend, Stacey Collins, who owns Wilshire Collections. And Stacey, this is my podcast audience. They're amazing.
Yay!
And this is the second time we've had to record this because we had some technical difficulties on the first one.
Yes,
and I'm like just super grateful for you because I know you've been sick, you've been down with pneumonia, and your schedule is tight, and you've got a great business going that could,
well,
you're so thank you for doing this not once but twice for me, girl.
I'm excited to be here. I would do it 20 times if we had to. So
you're amazing.
You.
So tell people what you do for a living.
So I'm Stacey Collins. I'm the owner of Wilshire Collections, and I'm a home decor and DIY blogger. And I love inspiring and teaching women to create and decorate and just find joy in their homes. So.
Okay. And I love that. So I was introduced to you because you joined one of my coaching groups. Like we decided yesterday, it was like 2.5-ish years ago or something.
Yep.
And sorry about that ding. I was just trying to turn your volume up. I got to figure out how to make it not do that. So you joined my inner circle. And at the time, what I loved is that you and I were talking and you said you just felt like you were an absolute prisoner to your garage. And I just thought, Stacey, like that hit me in all the feels because I can remember when I owned my painting business feeling the same way. Like unless I was physically out there humping, that I wasn't making money. And so it was frustrating to me because I was trading time for dollars, and that's exactly what you said. But what was interesting is when you said, you felt like a prisoner to your garage, like, in my head, I just had this visual of like your kids and your husband being inside and they're eating dinner without you. They're watching TV with, and so was that kind of what business looked like a couple of years ago?
It was. I mean, I started my business as a furniture painter. So in order for me to be able to make money in my business, I had to be in my garage physically painting. And, for a few years, that was great. But I got to a point where there's only one of me, only so many hours in a day, only so much space in my garage to hold the furniture. And I felt like I was just spinning my wheels and that I really wasn't seeing enough return for how hard I was working.
Yes. I think every single creative person, furniture artist, painter, creator, maker, DIYer is listening to you right now and going, okay, I totally get that and can completely relate.
They can relate. Exactly.
And so I think that when you and I first talked, I think it was also kind of hard to determine, okay, so how would I switch what I'm doing right now into like something in the online space? And I know that there were a couple of pivots that you have made, and I'd love to know kind of how those came about, because I guarantee you there's women sitting here listening who are trading time for dollars, just like you and I both were. When they work, they make money. And so the idea of being able to make money when, they're not working is interesting, intriguing, but they just literally, like, they can't imagine how their business could actually do that. So tell us how you kind of pivoted to the online space, because I think this is great.
Yes. So I started off by doing some decorating locally, and that just kind of happened naturally because I would be at people's houses and doing furniture consults, and they started wanting to know, well, what about my rug? What about my curtains? Well, and
you want to know what I was thinking about this conversation later. You want to know what I love about that? It's like the people were getting you to their house, and that was just the gateway drug. And then and so then you were there and you were talking about painting their furniture, and then they're like, hey, and Stacey, while you're here, what do you think of these curtains? What do you think of this towel? What do you think of this? And that was like God leaving the breadcrumbs of where you were about to head.
It was. And I had no idea at the time. And it was, planting that seed. And I'm like, wait a minute. Like, I need to be charging for this. I need to be doing this. And then I would post on my page all the before and afters from clients' homes. And I started getting messages from women around the country who wanted my help, sending me a picture of their living room saying, what should I do? What should I do? And I'm like, wait a second. Like, how can I take this, my passion for decorating? I do not have a design degree. And I always want to make that upfront, honest, like we said the other day, Joanna Gaines don't either. So it's something I have a passion for, but I thought, how can I take that and help people all over? And so it wasn't until I was taking your Creators Roadmap course that year that I took it for the first time. It launched in October. So we're in, fourth quarter, and I'm in the middle of taking your course, and I literally had my aha moment, my first of many.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. And I'm like, wait a second. It's almost the holidays. People are going to be getting ready, to put their trees up and to decorate. I'm like, maybe I'll do a holiday course, a holiday group.
Your poor boy. I'm so sorry, sweetie.
I'm sorry, and I apologize.
No, you just, you cough away and do what you need to do, because my listeners, seriously, they are the best people on the planet. So you cough, clear your throat.
They will understand.
You're so good.
But yeah, so I did my holiday course. That was the first thing I did. It was a big success. I did it before I even was done with Creators Roadmap, before I fully knew what I was doing. I just kind of put it out into the universe. But then that's what kind of led into, I did a decorating course after that. And then eventually my membership group, which I still have today, which is my decorating community. And it's been almost 2 years that I've had that group, and I've got about 450 ladies in there now. So
who are actually paying you.
Paying me a monthly fee.
I hope you're hearing that. And if you've never considered there's a paid Facebook group, I want you to go right now to where I have like a whole podcast on why I don't like free Facebook groups, because there's plenty of free going on out there. And I'm like, nobody works for free in the whole wide world except for creative people and women who don't know what their talent is worth. And I'm like, stop. And so, so you've got all these people who are paying you, which I absolutely love. And so I also love that you didn't know exactly what you were doing before you got started, because I do think that a lot of people are like, well, I need to have it all figured out. And I think one of the reasons you've been really successful, Stacey, and I just want to applaud you for this, is yes, I know you took my course, but the truth is you did all the work and you were the one willing to go, okay, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm willing to put my like pinky toe in the water here and just kind of see what's going to happen. And then I cannot believe how it's, snowballed. And so you even have like a subscription box now for this deck. Can we talk about one more thing? Because here's one more thing. The same thing happened to you and I when we both started transitioning to online, in that I told some people, in real life, friends and family, and they were like, Jen, why would anybody pay you for those videos? The same content is for free on YouTube. And then I had another person who said, well, you've been giving so much away for free for so many years. Are you serious that you think they'll actually start paying you? And then I would got in my own head and did the whole freak out dance. And you had the same thing happen, didn't you?
Yes. I mean, I can remember running the idea by some people and them going, I don't know. I don't know that people would pay for that. Or, wouldn't you run out of things to talk about? Like, how much can you talk about decorating before you run out of ideas? And that did start getting in my head. But at the same time, I knew I had a good idea and I knew I was onto something. And I'm like, I won't know until I try.
Oh, I love that.
If nobody signs up, if nobody, if it doesn't work out, then at least I can say I tried. And I'm so glad I did, because clearly I was onto something. But everything I have done in my business since I've started making these pivots, I've done without being ready. And that's 100%. Honestly my biggest piece of advice, because I'm the kind of person, if I wait on it and overthink it, I'll never do it. Because I'll come up with a million reasons not to do it instead of the reasons to do it. So
I love that.
That's
and
the way I've
that
always
right there, girl, is your secret sauce. Just doing it before you've been ready. I love that.
Yeah.
So then you started the idea, you had an idea just in your brain of maybe doing like a monthly box, kind of like what HelloFresh does or Stitch Fix clothing, but you were going to do it with decorating stuff, right? And so tell us what happened with that.
Well, I knew that my ladies would love decor. Like, I knew they would love for me to sell decor on my website and whatever. And I didn't really want to get into like shipping one sign, one picture frame here and there. So I came up with the idea of doing a seasonal subscription, like a seasonal box. So it's called Decor at Your Door, a seasonal surprise box. So it's spring, summer, fall, and Christmas, 4 boxes a year that they get delivered. And I kind of trial run it again. It's like not knowing like if it's really going to work. So I put it out there for fall. Sold them in like 20 minutes. I increased the number of boxes for Christmas, sold them in under an hour.
So I just need you to know, Stacey and I are having a conversation right after this where I'm telling her, raise your rates even more.
Yeah.
So if you want one before she takes my advice, I suggest you go find it.
I did. I raised them from fall to Christmas, to now for 2020. But I mean, the response has been amazing. And it's exciting to me because it's just something new I can offer. And while it still appeals to the ladies in my decorating community, it also is kind of appealing to a different part of my audience too, which is super awesome.
Yeah. So let me ask you, like, in your business a couple of years ago, I know you were feeling like you were such a prisoner to your garage. And so what do you wish? And so now, like, in my head, I mean, at least when I see you, like, it just feels like you're really enjoying what you're doing.
Yes.
And that you get a lot of like internal satisfaction off like really helping some other women make their houses beautiful. And so how does like life and business look different today than it did a couple of years ago?
Night and day. I mean, there was a time, I'm not going to say, I was never happy painting furniture, because I was. There was a season that I was, but then there was that season that I wasn't. And so this is It has changed my life, my family's life.
Yes.
I'm much happier. And the one thing that I have found that I didn't expect going into this is how many women have come to me with their stories about, how my crafting, my decorating is bringing them joy. It's bringing them out of depression. It's helping them do this and that. And it's like, this is bigger than just decorating or DIY. And I truly feel like I'm doing what God called me to do now. And yes, I'm happy. I'm happier than
Girl,
I've
if you're
been.
ever going to write a book, the words "this is bigger" just like popped off the screen when you were talking. I know you and we're videoing
This is
for
bigger.
YouTube. This is bigger. And like literally it was like sometimes God shows things to me like almost like a billboard. And so I just saw "this is bigger" for you. So
I need to write that down.
You need to write that down.
Yes.
Yep. Write that down.
Yeah.
So I love that. And so because the thing is like, and I know we're supposed to be talking about my course. We're talking about what, your stuff's providing, which is what I want to talk about. But, sometimes people think, well, it's just decorating. You know what? It's not. You can't tell me that somebody who sits in their house with the, with the blinds down every day and they hate the environment that they're in and everything feels dark and heavy. You can't tell me that feels different than the house next door where everything's open and the lights coming in. And your environment matters. And so you're really help creating an environment. Like they're coming to you for the decorating. And this is business 101. Give them what they want. Or sell them what they want, give them what they need. So you're selling them the decorating. What they're getting is like a way to like make their home into more of a haven and a peaceful situation, which then changes their attitude and changes everything. So
exactly. But that's why I think it's so important that literally if I can do this with decorating, just like you talk about, anybody can do this with just about any industry, any niche, anything. Because I didn't know if I could do it, and I have been able to.
Yeah. So. Well, I love that you're saying that because Creators Roadmap is obviously open right now. And we've had a lot of people messaging me, I'm in ministry. So how would I make money online? I am in a container planting. How would I make money online? I do piano lessons. How would I make money online? Can I tell you the craziest one we've gotten this week?
What?
A woman that does toenail clipping. And she would like to know it. And that was my face. Okay. There's a market for this. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna be emailing her back and letting her know how she can do this in toenail clipping.
That is awesome.
It's the wild west on the internet right now. You can do anything in the online space.
That's right. You totally can. Well, I know I've told you before, but I mean, literally Creators Roadmap is what helped me pivot. And like you said, yes, I have put in the hard work. I have implemented literally all the things. Like Jen says, do it. And I'm like, okay, I'm doing it. I've implemented like 6 out of the 7 revenue streams that you talk about. But I just highly recommend this because it just opened your eyes to things that maybe you don't even know existed. Maybe people don't even know that membership groups are a thing or affiliates are a thing. Yes. And it's just such an eye opener.
Yeah. Well, I feel like I kind of have 2 things that God's kind of assigned me to. And one is I'm a permission granter and the other is I'm a seed planner. And so I love being able just to give women ideas of like what's even possible for them. And, and so I love your story because things have changed dramatically in the last couple of years. And you two are just giving women so much hope. So if there was one thing you wish you had done in your business earlier, what would it be? And it doesn't have to relate to, any of the things we're talking about, but what do you wish you had done sooner?
Honestly, I wish I would have found a coach and biz buddies sooner. I didn't even know there were coaches until I found you. And I'm like, what is a business coach? I didn't know what that was.
Everybody in a business should have a business coach. I have a business coach. I mean,
1000%
at every level. Yes.
Agree for sure. But before you have that and you have that guidance, it's just you and the Google doing everything, and I relied so much on myself, and I guess probably took pride in the fact that it's my business. I can do it all. Yeah. But now that I have people to learn from and friends to fall back on, oh my gosh, it's made a world of difference in my business for sure.
All right. So I'm going to get all the DMs and they're going to say, okay, where do we find her online? What's her business name? Where do we find the box? So will you tell people all of the things?
Yes. Okay. So it's Wilshire Collections, WILSHIRE.
Where did that name come from, by the way?
So I grew up on Wilshire Way. And my mom has had a little decorating business when I was younger, like a little side hustle. And so that's where I get my inspiration and my eye for decorating. So that's where the Wilshire came from.
Okay. I'm sitting here thinking I grew up on Terra Tam Circle. which is kind of a cool name, right? And it was weird because we lived on, it was like a mile-long street, and we lived clear on the end on one street, and then my parents built a house clear on the other end. So we lived on both ends of Terra Tam Circle. So I could have named instead of Creators Roadmap, Terra Tam.
Terra Tam Roadmap.
Yes. So Wilshire Collections.
And then on Instagram, Wilshire_collections, and then WilshireCollections.com is my blog. So.
Okay, and is that where they're going to find the subscription boxes?
Yes, the February 6th, I'll be opening up for the spring boxes. So yeah, I'll be posting about it on Facebook, my website, all the places.
I love that. Well, and we've had so many people come to us, Stacey, asking us about subscription boxes, that we have a whole new bonus section of the course here from Stacey Williams, just on her, she talks about where to get the boxes, how to pack them, what kind of because you do have a cost, obviously, as you know. And so there's a lot of people who are seriously interested in doing boxes. And man, if that's something you're thinking about, boxes are hot right now. Please don't wait another 2 years to figure out how to do a subscription box, because you just never know. And what's so genius about what I'm trying to teach and what Stacey's doing is if subscription boxes go by the wayside in 3 or 4 years, well, that's fine. She's got 5 other ways she's making money. So
exactly, we'll pivot again. Yeah,
exactly. Make hay while you can.
That's right. That's right.
So, Stacey, you're just near and dear to me. I love you so much. You've just been, you just have some students who you feel their loyalty, and you've just always, shown up for me. And I just really wanted to show up for you and use your story as a good example of someone that's just really killing it. And I'm grateful to just be a tiny part of your story.
Well, I love you right back, and I appreciate you so much. It was a true honor to be on here today. So thank you.
Awesome. Well, friends, do me a favor. Go give Stacey some love on social media. Go find her at Wilshire Collections, not Terra Tam Circle, but Wilshire Collections. Give her some love there. Get signed up to be interested in one of her subscription boxes. And if this conversation just at all tripped your trigger and tickled your fancy, and you're like, okay, seriously, I've got to learn about this online space. Creators Roadmap is open right now. You can go to creatorsroadmap.com. We only open this course once a year. We'd love to have you in there so you can learn how to do some things in the online space as well. So until next week, stay creative. Bye-bye.